Yes, politics and movies, Mike and friends, we got GS. Tell us about your ectoplasm, GS. Is there any residue on your hands or your body?
My body is a roadmap of suffering. You'll have to wipe the ectoplasm off. My hands are busy.
Oh, God. I hope they're busy telling the time. Checking your watch constantly. You don't know what's
No,
coming.
I'm too preoccupied with sins of the flesh. You'll have to yell at me with that shotgun you keep in your wardrobe.
I hope it's not a double barrel because apparently I don't know how to fucking use them. It's just give me the trigger. I'll just click it.
Yeah, the trigger
The
in
pump
your
action.
asshole.
Yeah.
We're all pump action down here.
We're all pumping. Well, we're talking about The Frighteners, the 1996 supernatural comedy horror film directed by Peter Jackson and co-written by Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh. The film, of course, stars Michael J. Fox, Trini Alvarado, Peter Dobson, John Aston, D. Wallace Stone, E.T.'s mom, Jeffrey Combs, Arlie Ermy, and Jake Busey. And yeah, just like right off the bat, tell me how you felt about this movie. You don't have to be nice. You
I don't get it.
don't get it?
It's a bit too, edgy for the small children, but it's a bit too much of a slapstick cartoon with no, internal consistency for anybody who has a fully formed
Well, if it
brain.
helps, it was executive produced by Robert Zemeckis. So
That doesn't help. See, it's no Poltergeist.
well, he didn't. That was Spielberg, but close enough. Yeah.
It's a Zemeckis movie spiritually. No, it was Spielberg was gonna direct, but then he gave it to Zemeckis, didn't he? Am I misremembering that?
No, yeah, no, he so it's a whole thing. he 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 gave it to Toby Hooper, the guy who directed
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And Salem's Lot, the first adaptation of that. And only arguably good one. But it's still very campy and silly, but like obviously, he can always hang his hat on Chainsaw. But like, yeah, so he gave the directing reins over to him, but there was always this conspiracy theory that it was still like in name only, and that Spielberg was actually doing all the directing because it still feels very Spielberg. But Spielberg only gave himself a screenwriting credit because because of the rules of the the Directors Guild and the Writers Guild. Like he could only do one project at a time, so he had to hang his hat on, of course, E.T., which came out at the same year, and they were filming at the same time. But it's a whole thing. But anyway, with this movie, I would argue that it's not a first watch you fall in love kind of movie. Like the first time I saw this movie, I was a kid and I didn't get it at fucking all. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't like the effects. I don't like the characters. They're all kind of jarring and weird. But then I watched it again, like a few years back. And then, of course, again on Sunday. And then, now I'm like, there are certain things that I really like about it. And like it is like very campy and the effects are very dated in some places, but I think that works towards its charm. I'm guessing, it sounds like your mileage varied greatly, but like for me, it's more of a rewatch movie, And I know there's a few that I've said that about, but I feel like they're all valid.
I have no interest in rewatching this at any point.
That's okay.
Good.
Not, and this is such a bizarre, specific movie that it's totally fair to be like, no, this just isn't for me. I get that. It tickles my silly brain.
Well, I don't have one of those. It was removed after the accident.
And this is our second movie in like a few days where we've talked about where it's been a Danny Elfman score, and I think this is another good one. It's not as iconic as Dick Tracy, but like it's fun.
It was okay. It's a Danny Elfman score. That's that's the extent of my
Yeah.
opinion about it.
Okay, well, what's the better '96 Elfman score, this or Mars Attacks?
I have not seen Mars Attacks. I have no desire to
It's
see
such a
Mars Attacks.
you want to talk about camp? My God.
No thanks.
All right, I'm done
I
with
feel
that.
like I might have a similar take on that to this, in that I didn't really care for this, but I thought it had individual little moments or scenes that worked, or lines.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that. And I mean, that movie has fucking Martin Short and Jack
We ain't
Nicholson.
putting on no fucking white sheets.
Yeah, yeah.
Which the kids aren't gonna get that.
No, it's not. Well, this is an R-rated movie,
That's so bizarre to me. Throughout it feels like it should be like a PG or PG-13 movie, except for like there's more cussing, and there's
gore. There's some gore.
occasionally you can easily cut the gore out and lose not a whole lot.
Yeah, but I think that's also why this movie didn't do well at the time. Like, it couldn't find an audience because most people were like, "What the fuck is this?" at the time. I'm sure, and I get that.
It is a bizarre collection of tones and ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like the script could have used a bit more time in the oven, because, like I mentioned, one of my big issues with it is all the internal inconsistency. Even from the first scene, where the crazy mom is shooting at the ghosts and apparitions and whatever in the carpet, and she mumbles something about sins of the flesh, and she's too young, and like none of that pays off. It's just for that scene, right? And we're just supposed to forget that.
Well, no, she is framed as a, like a red herring suspect. Like, for most of the movie, Frank thinks it's her, like setting him up, and then we find out, no, it's her daughter. So, yeah, that's all it is. It's just a red herring. So it has a purpose. It's just, kind of a hollow one.
It's lazy screenwriting.
I'm not saying.
We need a flashy opener that has nothing to do with the entire rest of the movie.
It's a cold open. That's okay. We talked about Scream earlier. The character that's the protagonist of the opening scene, Casey, is dead by the end of that scene and is not in the rest of the movie.
No, I'm talking about the things that this scene presents are actively at odds with the rest of the movie. If it was just a little vignette that didn't impinge on it in any way, I wouldn't have an issue with that. Because that's, often how your cold open works. But it presents information that is in conflict with the rest of the movie.
Well, what other information are you talking about?
The stuff in the walls that's grabbing the daughter, and the mother shooting at it and mumbling, as I said, about sins of the flesh, and she's too old or too young or something like that. It's unrelated, incongruous. It's at odds, as I mentioned.
It's not. She's talking about her daughter fucking a serial killer. I think that's a sin of the flesh if I ever heard of one.
Oh, and murder isn't? No, it's coded to be about, oh, I'm a crazy person who is, I didn't even get into it. It's just doesn't make sense in the context of the entire rest of the movie, given the plot and characterizations and everything else. But let's move on now that I've correctly made my point.
Okay.
Talk about all the other things that are wrong with the movie.
Okay. Well, if that's how you're starting out, I'm a little dismayed because, like, all of that comes back in the movie. Like, the ghosts are select. Yeah. Okay, the ghosts are selectively corporeal. Check. She is like she doesn't trust her daughter, and like actively like holds her up in the room because she knows that she's up to something. But the daughter,
Selectively corporeal. When else can they be defeated with physical means?
a few times we see ghosts getting stuck in cars. We see ghosts getting stuck, falling.
Only when it's convenient for the screenwriter, which is my point.
Yeah.
It's the same issue that I and many other people have with superhero movies, where the mechanics are internally inconsistent and obey only the laws of what the screenwriter wants at the moment, right?
Well, I think
Like,
in this
what is the level of agency of R. Lee Ermey's character? He seems to have a pretty good handle on how this whole ghosts interfacing with the real world thing works.
Yeah.
And yet he just gets chopped down by the big scary Grim Reaper guy.
Well, he underestimates his opponent. He thinks he's just another schmuck ghost, and it's not. It's a fucking serial killer. Okay.
The screenwriter wants to show us how powerful the Grim Reaper is. It wants to show us stakes. Sure. And so it throws that guy under the bus.
Sure,
it's
and
like
then
the classic example of Worf getting the shit beat out of him on every episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, just to establish that some bad guy is a threat.
There's another reason that happened. There's another reason, though. Another good, solid narrative reason. Do you remember?
Well, stop being condescending and tell me.
Sorry, it's hard when you get like this. The guns. Bannister's, the Chekhov's ghost guns. Bannister uses them to deter the ghost. Yeah.
The ghost is deterred by the judge's 6 shooters.
Yeah.
Which, sure, fine, whatever.
Played by the incredible John Astin.
Just because he got, buried with them?
I guess. Why not?
Did the serial killer get buried with a big fuck off scythe?
Maybe he found it in hell. He said he's been to hell. If you really want to get into stuff like that. I don't see the point. We could talk about the politics of this movie at some point.
Okay, then R. Lee Ermey's character has no idea how to use his machine guns that he can summon from out of nowhere. Where does he get those? He manifests them. It's all made up.
Okay.
Cartoon logic.
Well, it is a little bit of cartoon.
And when he gets cut in half, he falls apart like a cartoon.
Yeah. Well, that's what the hell scythe. So yeah, we see that time and time again kill ghosts.
Has he been to hell, R. Lee Ermey? Did he bring back his M60s and bandoliers from...
Well, the scythe is corporeal, would you say? It feels corporeal. It's like it's a real fucking scythe. It's not a ghost scythe. It's not like ghost machine gun. I would say that for some fucking reason...
nobody can see it in the corporeal world?
I don't know. Okay, well I'll concede that point. Like, that's a little bit of, like, I don't know.
The screenwriters don't either, because it's all moment to moment.
Okay, well, if that's your argument, let's go with that and move on. You've said your piece.
I don't know that I have. The screenplay is absolutely full of stuff like that.
Well, if you want, we can come back to it in a bit. But
I would rather move on. I'd rather talk about the things in this movie that I did find to be more interesting, namely our FBI agent.
Okay.
What a character. He seems like both the performance and the character seem like something from a different movie. They're just wild and out there.
Yeah, I think Jeffrey Combs understood the assignment better than some. Yeah, but oh my God.
Even for Jeffrey Combs, that was such a broad performance, as they say.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. It's so fun. I love Jeffrey Combs in this movie. This might be my favorite performance of his, and I don't know how controversial that is, but that's my take. Take it or leave it.
Well, you're entitled to personal preferences. I liked it at first when he was just sort of peeking around corners, because it's that was comically that worked for me. But I don't know. When women screaming at him makes him physically sick. I mean, I don't think they let you be an FBI agent, if that's the case.
Well, he's a specialist for the paranormal. I'm guessing he doesn't interact with many women. Yeah.
He spends all his time smoking joints with Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
God bless.
Hey, did you hear about that Tuscaloosa incident?
Dan, did I ever tell you the story of how I lost my nipples?
Yeah, that's. I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Honestly.
The funniest thing is, why does he have the little Einstoßen Neubauten guy on his chest?
God, I didn't pick up on that. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, anybody who likes German industrial has got to be a sex pervert.
Well,
I mean, maybe there's a case to be made there.
well, I'm glad you
There are
noticed.
dozens of us.
Yeah, dozens. I'm glad you noticed it and pronounced it correctly because I couldn't. Honestly.
Yeah, well, I do love good schnitzel.
Well, you did complain about her mom. How do you feel about Patricia Bradley, the daughter, the dowdy necromancer with a heart of
Uh,
pure sludge?
Before the gloves come off, it's fine. She plays it kind of close to the chest. We aren't sure if she is as the mother says, and the mother's being over the top is the red herring, which would work better if we didn't have that fucking opening scene. And then it's all fine, and she's believable as she could be harmless and mislabeled and just victim of circumstances, or she could be actually up to something, and as dangerous as the mother insists. And we aren't given a lot of details about what actually happened at the institution during the murders until much later. So, but
Yeah,
then when the gloves come off, she turns into a cartoon bad guy
yeah.
from a Saturday morning. That I found underwhelming. It's like not much of a payoff. It's like the movie stops trying.
I don't know about that. It's a horror movie, and the stakes have to escalate, and the villains have to villain. So I think that's fine. But like, okay,
That's rather more of a hand wave than I can
I think
easily
it's
allow.
for this movie. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on.
Oh, the movie doesn't have to try because the movie says it doesn't have to try. It establishes in its
That's
tone
not
that
what
it's
I'm
going to be a
saying.
big bucket of slop. So it's
No,
okay.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not that narratively important that like okay, so it's tropey, sure. It's structurally congruent though. That can be argued. So like if your argument is that
It's very teleological, yes.
yeah. And I mean like that's just my argument. It's not that like it doesn't deserve to be analyzed. Of course it does. But in this case, I don't have the mental bandwidth to talk about this fucking character because she is very silly. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
What about the portrayal of serial killers in this movie? Because we have her and Busey,
yeah.
and they're just, I don't know. It doesn't really lean as okay. I take that back. It does lean into an erotic fixation on murder,
Mhm.
but it doesn't really explore that much. Like
Yeah.
killing gets them off. Is that the extent of it?
Well, it's also we talked about this before that it's also a game to them. Like they're gamifying serial killers. Like, oh, I got a new high score, baby. Like oh, we topped Dahmer, we topped Bundy. Like it's all a game to them. They don't care that they're ruining people's lives, killing people. In some cases, damning them for all eternity. Like no wonder that when they're in the tunnel, God is just like, you know what, fuck you too, but you're going straight to hell. Express train or express bus. Thank you, Chi McBride.
Is that God? I don't think we were, explicitly
It
shown or
wasn't.
told
It
the
wasn't explicit.
mechanism.
No, it was. Yeah, it's like some system that decided, oh, these in the tube by themselves, so let's just take them down with the big scary
Yeah, I
wind.
figured it might be just because they were still in the tube at the time. Like that's what happens if you stay in the tube too long.
Yeah, get out of the tube.
Bye.
They didn't wait at least an hour after.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you think this movie would have worked better as a book?
What?
Structural inconsistencies, mechanics inconsistencies, those would have easily been fleshed out if this were a novel.
Or they would have been glossed over just as much. I don't think the movie's concerned with being
Well,
internally consistent. I think it's concerned only with the experience of the moment
well, it's
at the expense of
definitely
everything else.
very stylistic. That is fair. It's a
It
fair
was
criticism
stylistically
there.
designed to be that way.
Well, that's not what I said. You put words in
Do
my
you, do
mouth.
you think it may have gone too far in a few places?
Sure, I'm not saying it's the greatest movie of all time. Honestly, the one character that annoyed me the most, literally every time I saw this fucking movie, is Magda Reese Jones. Like, she's just so fucking annoying. Played by,
Is that the paper editor?
yeah. Mr. Bannister! Mr. Bannister! You killed me, Mr. Bannister! You killed your wife! Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I didn't mind her that much. I thought she did her job.
Yeah, it's funny, but like it's still a little grating to me. She's just very silly. It's very over the top. Like the performance is good. I'm not saying it's the actress's fault. Like she did a good job. Like she understood the assignment. Like, you know. Of course our hero, our Jeffrey Combs.
It would make sense to me if people who rewatch the movie rewatch it chiefly for him.
That's fair. Well, the last time I rewatched it a few years ago when I was still with Leandra, Brad and Kelly were staying, and I was skipping out on Rocky that night. So as they were leaving, I had that movie on, and Brad walked by, and he was like, "Oh my God, Jeffrey Combs is so good in this." So it's a common take, yeah.
Yes, the biggest performances are the best performances, as we know from the Oscars.
Sometimes. Doesn't always work out for Nicolas Cage.
Doesn't always work out for Al Pacino.
No.
Wait, when did this movie come out?
96.
So a while after the X-Files had begun and become something of a phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you think that Combs' character is
A send-up?
intentionally, like consciously, a parody of what we see in the X-Files?
Probably. Possibly. I wouldn't say probably, but possibly is a good way of saying it.
Yeah, because I mean, before that, would anybody have thought to have had an FBI character who is a specialist in the supernatural?
I mean, you know.
Because we all of a sudden started seeing a whole lot of things like that.
Ghostbusters, though. It all comes back to Dan Aykroyd.
God bless. Drink a skull for daddy.
I'm very happy for all three of our audience members who will get that reference.
They're collectible. People think it's cool when you have one on your shelf.
It's a collectible, yeah. Love it.
In most other regards, I'd say he does read more as a traditional sort of FBI agent character.
Yeah, he's certainly...
He's dedicated to getting his man.
Yeah. All right, well...
He can certainly do research, and
Yeah.
he has very detail-oriented memory.
Sure. He knows procedure, which... Okay, are you ready for my spiel about him?
I guess.
All right, here we go. I'm going to hit you. FBI agent Milton Dammers. I fucking wrote his name down wrong in this shit. Some might say it's unrealistic how much he bullies Sheriff Perry around, but that actually rings true to me. He's a cocky paranormal specialist that thinks he knows all the answers, and Sheriff Perry is just a kind soul, small town sheriff trying to save his town. Furthermore, yes,
Bumbling hick.
Yeah, that's how we feel. Yeah, we get that a lot throughout the movie, but like,
well, that is the common dynamic.
Sure.
When we have an FBI agent come in and start working in a small town, I can't think of a piece of media or we've had an FBI agent come into like a sleepy area, and that hasn't been how it played out.
Yeah, but it's interesting in this case because the FBI was invited to participate in this investigation. Right? It wasn't like across the state lines thing, and then they got involved. It was more of a we think something is going on, but we're not sure what, so we're going to invite you in. So Dammers is here on Sheriff Perry's invitation, so it feels,
We've had 30 murders. Please do something.
yeah, like please figure out what the fuck is going on. Yeah. But they don't know they're murders for sure, right? Because it's just weird shit with the heart constricting, like so. But like clearly something's fucking going on. So the FBI,
or he read about it in a newspaper and flew out.
Well,
just like the X-Files.
Unless that there's some qualifying event, the FBI can't take over unless they're invited, which is like the whole thing.
Jurisdiction.
To be fair, I also have this FBI book, but I wasn't going to crack it for this fucking movie. I'm being honest. Saving it for an episode we're doing soon. Maybe with a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very subtle. Anyway. But yeah, once they're in, they're in. Dammers disagrees with Perry a lot throughout this movie, right? So it makes sense that he would hijack the investigation to suit his own ego and agenda. He's used confirmation bias to make Frank Bannister his man, essentially. Like despite everyone with actual sense and people who know him saying Bannister is absolutely not the guy. And
well, that's because they're biased themselves. I mean, from the perspective, I can absolutely see how he would be the guiltiest little suspect.
Yeah, but two wrongs don't make a right.
Well, yes, but if you don't commit any wrongs, they take away your badge.
Like interrogating a suspect without reading Miranda rights, or offering a lawyer. Good. We'll see yeah. Well, anyway, I'm getting into that. I mean, it's a bit like Zodiac, Graysmith, but like this is more like if Dave Toschi, the fucking detective, suddenly decided that Arthur Lee Allen or Frank Marshall was actually his man and leaned on one of them to try to coerce a confession. But Toschi especially knew that wasn't the fucking way. Dammers is too blinded by his own agenda to think rationally about that, and it shows. Like, what would happen if it came out you illegally interrogated Frank without a lawyer or any mention of Miranda? Not only would Bannister's conviction be thrown out if he was convicted, your career would be over. Lose-lose. Fuck off.
I don't think the screenwriters care about things like that. This isn't the procedural. Well, he's a cartoon
It's okay to engage with the narrative, even if you don't like it.
I'm engaging with the narrative as presented, but the narrative as presented is not engaging with the way the real world works. So fair is fair.
Why are you mad, though?
Because I, too, lost my nipples in service of my country. They're out there somewhere. They lie over the ocean. They lie over the sea.
Yeah. they're next to fucking DB Cooper.
Hey, what?
Wherever DB Cooper is.
Yeah. he took them. They were in a suitcase. They're next to Jimmy Hoffa. I can feel it.
Yeah. Hanging out with Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac Killer.
They're all holding hands.
Singing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
That. Okay, well, anyway, how do you feel about our protagonist of this movie, Frank Bannister, played by the incredible Michael J. Fox? I believe, this was one of his last starring film roles before, really.
Yeah, he certainly fucking drives like he has Parkinson's. Jesus Christ.
Well, dude,
Oh, it's okay to, do distracted driving and do property damage if you're Michael J. Fox. Okay.
Yes. He gets a pass for being Michael J. Fox.
He's just a funny little guy.
He's a funny little guy.
Who also happens to be scamming people. Oh, he has an arc. That means it's okay.
Well, he does, but it's a horror movie arc, you know. Like he's got the story ghost. It's the whole thing. It's
He's got
very
the story
structurally,
ghost.
yeah. Well, the story ghost and the actual ghost,
The
and
Deus Ex
yet the
Machina,
story
yes.
ghost. No, no. Well, it's. I'm just making a silly joke. His story ghost isn't an actual ghost. Very funny. Haha. She, like the only person who doesn't actually show up as a ghost until, like in heaven. But like in heaven, I don't think that counts though, because that's not a ghost. That's a spirit. At that point, ghost is all right. Fuck it. Yes,
It's an
this
entity.
class major.
Oh boy, I hope there's still ectoplasm in heaven. Although, of course, I'll never find out.
Well, according to this movie, there's fucking in it, so there's that at least. You have that to look forward to, which is nice.
Yeah, there's also cigars.
Cigars, yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Hopefully, no nicotine addiction in heaven. So just smoke them whenever you want.
Yeah, sometimes cigar is just a cigar.
But yeah, like I think there is like some interesting stuff to him. Like he's not just it's interesting that he is portrayed as like this is a trope. It has happened like a few times since, many times since, honestly. But like the fact that he is a con man, but he also does have the gift. He is, a psychic.
Yeah,
But like
I
it's
thought I
not
was going to
like
have more interesting parallels to make with Dragon Art, but not really.
fair. But yeah, like he's an interesting protagonist for this and that.
And that he's a slimy piece of shit that we find it difficult to like until the screenplay tells us to.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Your penis is short.
He's like not a good guy.
Oh no, but he tries to do the right thing at
Eventually.
important intervals. Yeah. But like to be fair, when he rejects Lucy a few times, like he has a valid reason for doing that, especially, in the beginning when, he's trying to give her closure when her douchebag, dead husband Ray is just like berating her about stupid shit. And he's just like, this woman needs closure. She doesn't need to deal with this shit. She doesn't need a ghost husband lecturing her and trying to control her from beyond the grave, who really, Peter Dobson played him, but he really reminded me of Thomas F. Wilson, Biff in the Back to the Future movies, and just the way he was acting and presenting himself. Like I'm sure Zemeckis did that intentionally, honestly.
Yeah. Well, when the movie shows us someone's our prospective love interest's current partner being a piece of shit, then teleologically we feel like our
Yeah.
protagonist has to end up in their place because then we feel less like we need a shower after rooting for relationships to break up and the person that we've been told to root for to get the prize, the girl.
Right. Well, yeah. Like it's not a toward affair, right? Like she's trying to move on, and Bannister doesn't necessarily want to stir the pot. He doesn't necessarily want to jump into bed with her. Just because he does see also that she's a grieving widow, and I think on some level it's not in the text, but I feel like on some level he would be like, I don't want to take advantage of her situation. I'm already taking advantage of people.
Yeah, he's
I don't
probably
know.
got a
That's for
certain
reading.
amount of self-loathing going on, and
Oh yeah.
he's still loves his wife, right? He's still
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of stuff that he hasn't worked
And
through when it comes to that.
and he absolutely blames himself for his wife's death. But yeah, and
Yeah,
here's
probably
a
because he
real
can't remember very conveniently. Thanks, screenwriters.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say here's the real cop out that the villain of the movie actually killed his wife. Okay, go off, I guess, but it's a little convenient. I'm okay with it though, but like I get why you wouldn't be. I do get it.
Yeah, one of the things that I don't get is why he sees the number show up before the murder. Like, and why are they killing people that would make him look suspicious consecutively.
Well, Bartlett doesn't think anyone can stop him at this point. He's a cocky asshole, so he is apparently carving the numbers into their heads ahead of time and then just fucking off and then coming back with the scythe and going to town on them because he's a stupid piece of shit. I mean, he was inspired by Charles Starkweather.
Yes, tell
who
us a little
was
bit about him.
Okay. Here's a nice little breather for you. Charles Starkweather was an American spree killer who murdered 11 people in Nebraska and Wyoming between December 1957 and January of 1958. God, that's in a short amount of time. When he was 19 years old, he killed 10 of his victims between January 21st and January 29th of 1958, the date of his arrest. During his spree in 1958, Starkweather was accompanied by his 14-year-old girlfriend, Carol Ann Fugit. Oh, yep. And the guy even kind of looks like Jake Busey. Let's be real. A little, more handsome in a creepy way, but I mean, Jake Busey. So, but yeah, both Starkweather and Fugit were convicted on charges for their parts in the homicides. I'm just reading all this from Wikipedia, by the way, if anyone's curious. I'm not, putting too much effort into this. But Starkweather was sentenced to death and executed 17 months after the events. Fugit served 17 years in prison, gaining release in 1976. Of course, she was a minor at the time, just like Patricia Bradley. Starkweather's execution by electric chair in 1959 was the last execution in Nebraska until 1994. Oh, thanks, Nebraska. 1994 is a good time to start again. What the fuck?
Dust off the chair, boys.
Shawshank Redemption just came out. We gotta make sure people know that we're still not fucking around. Yeah.
Gotta cash in on the popularity. Electric chair's hot again.
Ain't no one listening to opera in our fucking.
Nah, because opera is much gayer than sodomy. This is a men's prison.
Well, as you know, sodomy's only gay if you touch tips.
I thought that was if the balls touched. Gee, I guess I really don't know anything about the topic.
You let the tips touch, didn't you? You fuck.
Never crossed the tips.
All right. Well, you mentioned earlier not really caring for. Well, actually, you didn't. I was just reading into that. But how do you feel about Bannister's ghost sidekicks? Cyrus Stewart. Their names. The
See,
judge.
what I don't get is what their motivation is for going along with his stuff.
Well, they get a little.
Are they just desperate to do something? Are they just
Maybe
bored?
I think that's partially it. I think also it's social, right? Like they like being around him. He's a human, he's alive, and they're not. And it's
Vicariously
sure.
living through him.
I think that's a reading, sure. And like they're helping him out. They're doing a nice thing for him in a way. For him, obviously they're screwing people over. And but like there's some other parties that get enjoyment out of it, like the babies. Apparently, I think this is funny as fuck. To scare the shit out of their parents. I thought that was an interesting touch, honestly.
Yeah, that was another thing that made it feel like a kids movie, like tonally confusing.
Okay.
And then I was also confused by their mom after experiencing that. I don't know. Is this a commentary on the hardened minds and hearts of the upper middle class aspirant?
It could be. That's a reading. I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I exert total control over my domain, and I can't exert control over that, so it doesn't exist.
That's certainly a. Yeah, I think that is an aspect of this, because a lot of the snooty characters, especially or snooty coded, let's say. I don't want to just say like they're all objectively up their own asses, but like there's an aspect of that. But there's certainly a disconnect between the working class in this town and us. and the upper crust just like thinks Bannister is a cheap con man. But a lot of the working class,
Well, to be fair,
well,
so do we as
yeah, yeah,
audience members until we find out
right,
he
right. What I'm saying is,
is, but also can talk to ghosts.
yeah, yeah, right. But anyway, what I'm saying is also that like the blue collar workers in town, like the sheriff, or like they like Frank. They don't want to assume he's a serial killer. They
See, that's something I
okay.
didn't get. Why is the sheriff friends with Frank? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it gave us an excuse to have a little bit more Troy Evans in the movie. I always like seeing him in things.
Sure, I didn't mind that they were friends in theory, but we aren't given any reason that I can recall why they are.
Well, just I feel like there's a level of guilt. Like the sheriff, like feels bad for Frank. Like that's really the most simple way I think I could. Like he feels bad that Frank, lost his wife in a stupid fucking way. And like he's trying to be soft on him, and eventually they do become friends. Like that's my reading.
Well, that would make sense why he didn't, you know, have Frank's air quotes house condemned and demolished.
Like there's clearly something going on.
He's essentially
Yeah.
squatting in this
Well,
carcass,
squatting in his own house, so yeah.
which he's doing because he physically and emotionally can't move on and is shackled by his guilt to being,
Yeah.
a
So
little
it's pretty
weenie.
transparent.
Yeah. Why does the douchebag ghost say waste of a good basketball court? How could he possibly know there was one there?
Oh, was that Ray?
Yeah.
Maybe he just assumed. He has gaydar, but he has for sports, sports star.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing.
Oh god.
Guys being dudes, what's better than that?
Can we talk about how fucking John Aston played the judge of all fucking people?
The judge was actually one of my favorite parts of this movie. The performance was fine, but the effects work and prosthetics were so much better than the effects in the entire rest of the movie. Like the rotting corpse and the jaw and just that was all really good.
I'll give you that. Yeah, like
because Weta was experienced with doing practical effects. They had no idea what they were doing when it came to the digital effects. They had too small a team, too little equipment, too little time, and this had the most VFX shots of any movie ever made to date. And eventually at the last minute, they had to get some people from ILM to come over and get more computers from wherever they could get them. And it's Jim Cameron waited to make Avatar for a reason,
Yeah. No, he waited for the technology to catch up, but I feel like this wasn't that kind of project. This was more of like this is a neat idea, let's just run with it. Not let's spend the next generation and a half cranking out these movies because I have a vision about blue people fucking.
I'm an indie auteur darling. I can do no wrong. Time to make a big effects blockbuster. I've got Zemeckis in my corner. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, I stand by Brain Dead, Dead Alive. That fucking slaps.
Yeah, well, my opinion on most of his filmography.
I know, I do. And even honestly,
he can make a cartoon. He should stick to making cartoons.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna throw it out there. I lost a little respect for.
You lost the what?
I lost a little bit of respect for him, but he really just stopped doing movies and started totally phoning it in with going like, "Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do a voiceover for a tour bus in New Zealand from now on." Like, okay, dude, like whatever the fuck. But like, okay, you have your money and you can do whatever you want. Sure.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying
that's a bit different from something like Sean Connery's last project.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No, do you not know about the dog shit CGI movie that he was in that was supposed to be Scotland's first fully computer generated movie?
No, what was that? What was it called?
It's got two different names. I don't remember them. Um, but it's just a very, very bad movie.
Okay.
And there's a reason Scotland's not known for its, animation. It's because this was their first shot at it, and they had a senescent Sean Connery on the project, and it crashed and burned as it thoroughly deserved to. Yeah,
Is
I'm
it
saying
this
it's not
Sir
that.
Billy?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, it looks so bad. Oh
It
my
is.
god.
It's
Oh
it's
my
about as
god.
bad as it could be.
Oh my god. This is like that Russian Pinocchio thing. Oh my god. What is
Yeah.
this?
Ill-advised. Apparently, the story behind it is there was a couple, rich megalomaniacs who were like doing cocaine one day, and they were like, "Hey, why don't we do movies? Let's do movies. We've tried every other way of being popular and beloved, and that didn't work either.
And it's sadder than League of Extraordinary Gentlemen because
It
while
somehow
that's a
is,
bad
yes.
movie, yeah, it's somehow worse. Yeah,
At least that had a cool car in it.
yeah, and had one good scene. One good scene. I won't say which it is. If you know, you know. That's it. That's all you get. But do you have any other thoughts about this movie before? Because I got to hit the road.
Yeah, the fact that the FBI agent wants to just straight up fucking kill Frank, like he locks him up, saying, "I expect this case to suicide before it makes it to trial." They always do. Yeah, this is justice. He's doing what his country needs him to do. You need him on that wall and shit.
Right. Well, I feel like okay, you want to talk the structure, like that's the screenwriter's justification for having him killed off with a shotgun. Yeah, that's really the whole thing, in my opinion. Because okay, he's crossed the line. He's a villain now.
Yeah, you've got to have some kills in your horror comedy, some thrills and spills. Is the enemy of your enemy your friend? Well, not if he's
The
got a
enemy of your
badge.
enemy is your enemy. Yeah, if he's a fucking loose cannon cop who don't play by the rules. My
Yeah,
favorite
and
80s quote.
presumably in his career he hasn't come across too many other people who actually can talk to ghosts or whatever,
Yeah,
because he's certain that this is just a case of a guy being a psycho.
right.
Although why he has to spill the ashes is I don't know, that's a little much.
Yeah, I don't think even he knew. Let's be fair. Just
Yeah,
being an
he's
asshole
off
at
the
that
rails
point.
at that point.
Yeah, yeah. He's just like, I'm just gonna fucking do shit. I don't care.
He's got the scent of blood.
Yeah.
This is
And
this
then he
is his
loses his head.
catharsis. Yeah. Institutional authorities in this movie, their dynamics and relationships with others are interesting. Like our douchebag du jour, while being surrounded by CGI plates flying around in the kitchen, is it's nothing the police can't handle. Now that's something only a middle class white person could say. It's there are laws about that.
Yeah. It was a nice little bit of satire. In this otherwise very broad
Yeah. So we do see like the two sides of the police in this.
Yeah.
Although of course we don't see the sheriff doing too much actual policing, do we? We see
No.
the officers open fire on Frank in the museum just because he happened to be there and started fleeing arrest. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, like so
Yeah.
many protagonists before him.
Well, in that situation, they're supposed to try to de-escalate and should only open fire if they feel like theirs or the civilians' lives are in danger. But cops.
No, I yes, I know screenwriters. I'm just glad the judge got some. Seeing him thrusting into the sarcophagus was one of the little moments that did work for me in this movie.
You love a little bit of
Yeah.
as a
Well,
treat.
someone put the pussy in the sarcophagus. What am I supposed to do?
He wasn't even having sex with the pharaoh, though.
Well, on the long and dusty trail, you get acclimated to all sorts of things.
Yeah. Conservatives really trying to co-opt cowboys when cowboys are gay as fuck. They got those hankies in their pockets. They're out there all sweating all day long with those fucking steers. Like, yeah, they're fucking by the campfire, dude. I don't know
I
what
have
to
no
tell
idea
you.
what you're talking about. Not in Reagan's. I visited Ram Ranch and all I got was this shirt.
I visited a dude ranch and all I got was this dude. All right.
It's a good time for the whole family.
Yeah, I'm getting stupid, so maybe we should
Guys being
wrap
dudes.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, just remember, the best solution for an unhappy marriage is for one of the parties to suddenly die.
It seemed like it was a pretty toxic relationship. They're arguing like who the fuck argues like that? Like I'm just gonna argue so fucking passionately while driving a goddamn car that I crash off a cliff. Like, fuck off. Calm down. Pull over.
Well, that wasn't even
Have a
what I was talking
conversation.
about, but yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Is Frank just gonna slide right back into being a greasy piece of shit after he gets a new relationship and can move on? She says, "Be happy." Maybe happy Frank is a selfish person.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. But like maybe to your your earlier point, maybe Frank's just a shitty driver.
Does that make him queer coded?
Are gays bad at driving? Well,
Yeah.
I know one that is, but like I don't think that's a.
No, that's definitely a thing. Ask your gays.
No, I mean I don't think that's a reading for this movie.
No. I mean, Michael J. Fox is a funny little guy,
Sure.
It's a potential reading for every movie he does.
I'm just saying I don't see it for this one.
Okay.
I don't really see it for Back to the Future either.
No, he likes rock and roll.
Yeah, he likes to fuck women.
Yeah, he's a mommy's boy.
Yeah, when he went back to the Old West, he didn't hook up with any dudes. Disappointing, really.
At least not on screen.
Not on screen.
Can't do that in Hollywood.
Well, Seamus was also played by him. Maybe he fucked himself.
I'll check out 3 later and see if that's the case.
Make sure your hands are clean when you come back.
Yeah. Oh, let me wipe up some of this ectoplasm. Sorry.
All right. We've been talking about The Frighteners, the 1996 supernatural comedy horror film directed by Peter Jackson. Also written by Peter Jackson with Fran Walsh. The film stars Michael J. Fox, Trini Alvarado.
Oh, I thought it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Not this time. John Aston, D. Wallace Stone, Jeffrey Combs, Arlie Ermey, and Jake Busey. Also, when I said D. Wallace Stone is E.T.'s mom, that's also a reference to Scream, where they refer to her as E.T.'s mom in The Howling. But yeah, I didn't think you would pick up on that, and that's fine. I mean, you haven't seen that movie, have you? Scream?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did talk about it. You said you liked the first 2.
Yeah. I haven't seen E.T. though.
Really? That's interesting. I don't know if you would like it. I really don't.
I wouldn't, which is why I haven't.
Fair. That's fair. Like it's It's a kids movie. It's very hopeful. It's very bright. Not doesn't really seem like your thing.
I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I don't know. There's like some. It's very well done.
Okay, you say that
And
because you're one of those people who like Spielberg.
but in this case, it's because I like
I'm
John
ascended.
Williams.
Okay,
This is my favorite John Williams score of all time.
really?
Yes, E.T. Oh my God, he won an Oscar for it, I think. But like, of course, that's not saying much. He won like 40 of them. So who the fuck knows? I know, but I think he did for that one. And of course, Star Wars.
Okay, do you actually like the John Williams score, or do you just like the themes and motifs? Because,
No, I like the whole thing. The whole
all
thing.
right.
Soup to nuts. Yeah, beautiful. Very well done.
There's a lot of people who say they like John Williams. They just like the themes.
Yeah, that's not me though. I've listened to like his whole
I've read the open
discography.
score.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah, I read it on. Looked like it sounded pretty good.
So, sometimes on the shitter, I conduct it to myself.
Wave the toilet paper in my hands.
No, I keep a bathroom baton.
Bathroom baton.
You know,
Never leave home
for
without
sounding.
it. Yeah, so you're conducting, and then in the middle you get horny and just sticking up your penis.
I think it's
Good.
John Williams.
All right. I gotta pull the plug on this one. All right.
I didn't know you were still recording.
Maybe I shouldn't have been. But the audience gets to hear all of this. They know about your sounding habit now.
I mean, it's pretty in character, isn't it?
All right.
I'm not bad. I'm just written that way.
Yeah. I'd love to do that movie at some point. God. Love Roger Rabbit. Another Zemeckis. All right. Bye.